For the third time that night, Michael was awoken by screams. He bolted upright and reached for Mpo's shivering form.
"It's okay. Shh, it's just a bad dream."
She whimpered as he pulled her closer, her cheeks gleaming with salty tears.
"I keep seeing her every time I fall asleep. Why can't I stop seeing her?"
"It'll get better in time. I promise,"
Michael said. He spoke from experience. How many nights hadn't he jerked awake, gasping, after seeing Valerie's swollen face and glazed eyes for the 100th time? Mpo shook her head.
"I keep imagining what it must have been like for her. My grandmama. The pain and suffering she endured before she finally died. Did she feel them eating her? Was she still alive when they found her?"
"Don't," he said. "You'll go mad if you do that."
"I can't help it. It's my fault. I left her there. I angered Hiran."
Fresh sobs racked her body.
"She died because of me."
Michael closed his eyes as cold anger welled up inside his breast. It coiled there like a snake, feeding his desire for revenge. Deep hatred for Hiran had taken root inside his heart, the kind of hate that could only be washed away by blood. Mpo's haunted voice cut him to the quick. She was the first woman he'd cared about since Valerie, the first person he'd allowed anywhere near his heart. In her, he had a second chance, a real shot at happiness.
"I can never change what I did to Val. Can never take it back. But I can try my best to make up for it by looking after Mpo."
Which was why Hiran's deed enraged him to the point of madness. It was that monster's fault Mpo couldn't sleep at night, that she walked around casting fearful glances over her shoulder and hardly ate anything until her body resembled that of a little bird's.
"I'll kill him. I swear it. One day I'll find him and I'll rip his intestines out with my bare hands."
The next morning he got ready for his shift on the wall, while Mpo dressed for her stint in the vegetable gardens. She was quiet, even more so than usual. Before he left, he paused to take her in his arms.
"Are you all right?"
"I'm okay,"
she mumbled, even though her tone indicated she was anything but fine. He kissed her gently on the lips, rubbing his thumbs over her cheeks.
"I love you. Just remember that whenever it gets rough. I love you and I'll always be there for you. Always."
She nodded and lowered her eyes.
"I know. And I love you too."
"I'll see you later,"
he said before leaving the small cottage he shared with her. The sun rose later now, and its bright rays did little to dispel the chill in the air. A stiff breeze cut through his jacket, and his breaths puffed out in clouds of white. He sped up to a jog, and by the time he reached the wall to take up his shift, he'd worked up a light sweat.
"Am I glad to see you?" Max said as he abandoned his post. "I'm freezing my nuts off here."
Michael grinned.
"Get some coffee in you. You'll feel better in no time."
"Man, I hope so."
Michael took Max's spot next to the main gates, while Lizelle relieved Kirsten up in her tower, and Lenka swapped posts with Josh and Jed. During the day, 3 guards were enough, while at night they preferred 4. After exchanging greetings, Michael began to patrol, walking from one end of the wall to the other with restless energy. He kept an eye on the activity within the grounds and marveled at the people's resilience. In the days since Ketao's disastrous attack, the inhabitants had recovered quickly. Everyone worked overtime to keep the place running, waking at dawn and going to bed only when their chores were done. It was tough, but nobody complained. He didn't mind either, it kept his mind off things. He only wished he could spend more time with Mpo. Once again he thought of Hiran, and bitter bile rose in his throat. That day was still branded into his brain with all the clarity of a lightning strike on a moonless night. Rebecca's ravaged corpse, the message carved above her head, the dead women and children inside the building, all the work of one man. Restless, Michael stalked along the length of the walls. His gaze panned over the horizon, but there was nothing but winter crops, dead grass, and bleating goats as far as the eye could see. A voice broke into his brooding thoughts, and he turned to see Lisa climbing onto the wall.
"Hi, Michael."
"Hi," he said.
"Are you too busy to talk?"
He raised an eyebrow.
"Do I look that busy?"
She shrugged and came to stand next to him.
Sorry.
What's wrong?
He asked. She hesitated for a brief second.
It's Mpo.
What about her?
I haven't seen her all day,
Lisa said. Michael frowned.
She's supposed to work in the vegetable gardens today.
I know, but she never showed.
Maybe she changed her mind and went somewhere else?
Lisa shrugged.
Maybe, except I've asked around and nobody else has seen her either.
Michael's stomach dropped.
What?
I went to her room and knocked, but got no answer, and the door's locked.
A sense of foreboding stole over him and the skin on his arms pebbled. It wasn't like Mpo to flake on her duties, nor did anyone in camp bother to lock their doors. What was the point? They had nothing of worth to steal.
Can you take over for me?
He asked.
I've got to make sure she's okay.
Of course, go ahead.
Thanks.
Michael?
Lisa called as he turned away.
Be careful. I think she might be a danger to herself or others.
Michael jumped down the ladder in one swift move and landed hard on the ground. Ignoring the stares of curious onlookers, he sprinted through the camp at full speed. When he reached the single room they shared, he rattled the handle. Locked. He banged on the door with his fist.
Mpo? Are you in there?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.